They get a good one-on-one very early against Turan.
So England kick off in this splendid setting with this big challenge ahead, not just tonight, but through the World Cup qualifying campaign. But this evening, Kevin Keegan and his players taking on the kings of the world, who were crowned again in Europe, who have been fated like royalty this week. England have had no such distractions. When you look at past schedules for a friendly game, but I think that emphasises again that Kevin Keegan wanted to get his players settled in, away from the distractions at home. They've trained hard. They've got Dennis Wise in a midfield that might just be abrasive, not just looking for Zidane, but Didier Deschamps, a recent club colleague.
Great touch from Zidane, brings it out the air. I think that ankle twisted more than anything. It certainly looked to me as if Dennis Wise went in, took a good chunk of the ball. Nice and positive from David Beckham. That's 2 balls he's had, 2 lovely little passes. Might have looked just bread and butter, but it's little things like that that can give a player confidence, Martin, very early on in a game like this. A couple of yards at the back start when any ball was played over the top.
Zidane. Pati's made a forward run now, of course, of Barcelona. Maybe just as well for England that Martin Keown didn't divert that. Great personal connections with the country he's playing in tonight. Cole. Pati is guiding it away from Scholes.
Well, he hasn't quite got to the height of the ball. It wouldn't have pleased him. And again, early on, good clean catch in amongst the traffic.
Split forward by the Chelsea man, though, to Zidane. At around the equivalent of £60. Haven't gone even to watch the World and European champions for the first time. Wise is overhit there where he is tonight. Scholes. By Wise to make the interception. Adams has also picked out Anderton on first time to Scholes. Beckham backing him up. Barry. This came a bit high to Scholes, but England keep possession. Beckham. Cole drifting to the right-hand side, leaving Scholes through the middle, and Anderton there to support him. And Anderton, who scored as many England goals as Michael Owen in not too many more matches. Beckham.
25-30 yards, absolutely no reason in the world why David Beckham can't test the goalkeeper.
Zidane. Anelka looking to link up with Henri. Anelka back now playing in Paris. Barmby. Grant makes sure it doesn't get through to Scholes. Zidane. This is where England have got to be careful if the French open the play up quickly. And Zidane has kept it going to Djorkaeff. Anelka. Not far away.
Well,
Nicholas Anelka.
Talked about Gareth Barry, Martin, dropping back in a few of the opposite side of the pitch, and Sol Campbell does this, and that's why he's onside when the ball's played through. Great build-up play, but look how deep Sol Campbell is. He's the one who's played them onside, and that is so close to giving the French. What I talk about, look at Sol. He's dropped in so deep, Martin, there. You cannot do that. You cannot do it. That's what makes it. It's decisions like that, and that's why defenders are so difficult playing at the back there. You're looking along the line, do a stay, do a go.
And the England players weren't best pleased when they arrived. You see that going on. Zidane. Barry to take it away on his stronger side, the left side. Scholes' layoff not quite precise enough. Zidane. Here's Lizarazu. Good defending for England by Campbell. See the roll on the ball. It's not over true. Bouncing up there. But Barmby still gets his pass through to Campbell, who continued his run. Did I need a coach? I guess is exactly what you're saying. Here's Wise in towards that. Andy Cole's header. And it gave Lamar some trouble there. Beckham.
It was a gift at first. I think a Tony Adams there, and they'd have been picking the initial header out the back of the net.
Here's Zidane. Within seconds of almost going behind, France looking to impose themselves in the other half of the pitch. Jokaev again. Zidane. Now Lizarazu winding himself up.
Bambi wasn't so lucky.
Scholes. France want handball. That was Bambi again. Scholes well up. And he went in with an arm up there.
He knew he wasn't getting it. A little token gesture from Paul Scholes, no more. But it's that little thing that, in another game, Martin, a game that matters, you get a yellow card.
Zidane with the throw. Lizarazu.
In the opening 20 minutes of this match, for the next 7 or 8 years, when one French legend disappears, a guy who's certainly capable of making himself another.
That's Tony Adams. Deschamps rather diving in. Came out momentarily with the ball through Wise. Didn't get too far. Closing down from Kevin Keegan's side to show that he's back in business in the French First Division for Paris Saint-Germain. The players they've got there defending the edge of the penalty area.
Caused themselves a few problems, Martin. Actually dealt with it well. Again, defended well. Lots of numbers in there centrally.
Chased through so successfully at Wembley 19 months ago now. And France against England in England for the first time. Cole, got no support here. So Cole recognising that. But again, the movement was good. Again, the confidence was of a high order.
Yeah, this is a lovely ball from Scholes. He spots him early and Cole's on his way. And I feel Lizarazu just does enough.
Coming to an end tonight.
Leboeuf, the natural successor there, Martin, are they saying here or not?
I think it's fair to say that Frank Leboeuf himself believes that
we know that's
the case. Certainly in the short term.
Yeah.
Thuram. Deschamps. Cole trying to chase down Zidane. Henry. Anelka with that excellent acceleration there that night. 3-1 win. Blanc. Oh, it's a delightful touch from Zidane to Deschamps. Well, his ratio is about 1 in 25 as an international player when it comes to goals to games.
Which is why I'm glad it wasn't Deschamps laying that ball off for Zidane, Martin, because it might have had a different ending than the shot flashing wide in his final international for his country. As you say, it's unlikely.
Zidane. Zidane here. I'm sure it didn't drop for one of them. Anelka, but Henry is there, and now it's Anelka.
Well, the one-hand ball then went back for, I think, Thierry Henry as it dropped. It certainly had his back to where you and I are sitting. It looked as if he controls it with the hand as the ball hops up here. Does he use the arm to control it? Certainly looked that way. And I'm very glad it's on Anelka's left foot. He might have left our shores, Martin, but I still remember enough about him to tell you that his left isn't as strong as his right. It's a decent chance for a striker of his quality.
Beckham. Zidane quite deliberately letting that run, knowing where Henry was. And then know where he was as well. But France progressed through Zidane again. Petit on the move down the left. Zidane exploring other avenues, but that's too high for Jokaev.
Just lacked that final ball.
Barry. Scholes. Cole. Lansky done well. So too did Bambi. Paul Scholes. Is he in for England here? Now it's England's turn to look at the referee.
Well, that's a more difficult decision, because I think Laurent Blanc uses years and years of experience here. He certainly looks from we're a long way away, as if he leant on Paul Scholes. But that was wonderful build-up play again from England.
Past few days. I think they've seen enough in the first third of the game to know how serious this contest is.
The referee had a really good look at this. You can see his position, he's just got out a shot. But look at that for movement. Now, does he just lean on him? Yeah, I think that would have been... That's a close one to call, I have to say. Certainly not as clear-cut as the one at the other end.
Barry, two centre-backs away from base at the moment. Maybe England can cash in on that. Desai is herring back. Or rather, loping. He's not crossed the halfway line yet. England certainly further forward than that. It's a fine crossfield ball from Scholes.
Eyes wide, I think it was dropping to Sol. But T just managed to stretch away. England have troubled him from corners.
As a substitute in a senior international 5.5 years ago. Blanc. Henry. Zidane coming on to the play. Zidane again. Seeming to prevent the corner. France, incidentally. Strong work against Zidane by Gareth Barrett. Remind you, coming up after this, highlights of Germany against Greece from England's World Cup qualifying group. Within this programme tomorrow at noon, Sky Sports 2, Sky Sports Extra, West Brom against Crystal Palace from the Football League Division 1. Rezu, whether with some peripheral vision or just instinct, they decided not to play it back. It was just as well for France that he didn't, because Scholes had anticipated a back pass in a training session on Thursday.
They all think they can, those goalkeepers, tell me.
Ray Clements is on the England bench, always used to think that, didn't he? Nicely cushioned by Anderton. And Scholes, now Beckham. Scholes really tackling the wrong side of Deschamps. He couldn't get round him, and it's a free kick given away, taken quickly by France. Deschamps couldn't pull out.
Just that movement of 2 or 3 yards, take it away from him. But this is probably the last couple of minutes, Martin, is the most uncomfortable England have been in the whole match.
Zidane. Thuram's ball has found Thierry Henry. Scholes. Without the midfield responsibilities that he has usually had in his England career. It's blocked away by Adams.
You know, it's almost as if the French have just upped the tempo, Matt, of this game in the last 5 minutes.
It's a lovely ball by Zidane. Matched also by Henry. Just pulled in behind Gareth Barry, cushioned the pass, fired it across the face of the goal, and then found his teammates a bit short on anticipation.
Well, Nelka doesn't go. Look at him jogging edge of box, and then he decides, I'll get in there. Sometimes you just have to go early, take a chance.
And France start the second half after a goalless first 45 minutes. Deschamps. Now Scholes. Play pretty much anywhere up front. Premiership scouts will be able to see how he dovetails with Henry here. Thank you, Claire. Zidane. Checked by Keogh. Petit. Chokayev is furthest forward for France at the moment. They've got Zidane on the ball, which always opens up possibilities for them. Wiltour. Well, that's typical of Paul Scholes. He was fouled, but he wanted to get up and get on with the game because England were in a good position. They might still be, because France haven't really reacted. Now Zidane. Oh, and Chokayev is in the clear for France. Across comes Campbell.
Brilliant.
Wiltour for Zidane. Jokev goes to the near post. Deschamps come round the back, but this real tour comfortable for Seaman.
Well, Deschamps had sneaked round the back, and I have to say, Thierry Henry spotted that and delivered the ball. England would have been struggling to get back round.
Scholes. Looking for Andy Cole's run. Still Cole. Beckham's up there as well, but Cole wants a goal himself and is denied by Lamar.
He didn't only fool one world-class defender, he fooled two with a little pullback, Andy Cole, and just a pity he couldn't put the finishing touch to that.
But here's Zidane, 3 up for France. Southgate's header. Wise, as he was caught by Zidane, spotted by the referee.
Well, what a ball this was from Paul Scholes. Outside of the right foot, exactly where Andy Cole would have wanted it. Now watch the way he just fools both of them. You think he's going to hit it? No. Dive in, but to be fair to Desailly.
France are going to play to two of their legends very shortly, we understand. Meanwhile, the game goes on and goes on to earn England a free kick.
Deschamps and Scholes having a little set too. He was furious, Deschamps, that the free kick was given. Wasn't happy at all. And then Scholes got up, the two of them get involved. You can see why Deschamps upset. He doesn't do anything. Paul Scholes just falls over, slips. Well, it's as open a football match as you'd like to see in two. Well, two sides that are passing it well tonight, keeping it, testing each other.
And progress again with good possession play. Beckham, Anderton, for Beckham to hit it left-footed, and again
Martin, you got Sol Campbell just drifting. And I suppose that's the only problem when you get centre-backs playing as full-backs.
Zidane. Will tour. An hour. You don't get judged on the hour in the end, though it has been good in terms of the way the team is shaped up. Here comes Barry. So comfortable on the right foot, the shot to Saïd. It's dallying, and England pressing well, particularly well through Barmby.
Well, it's the first card of the night. I think that's frustration. Nicky Barmby nicked it away from him. No matter if you're voted the best footballer in the world, you don't get that much time at this level.
Highest Premiership scorer of all time behind Alan Shearer. So it's fair to say he's earned his opportunity. Petit, fed by Zidane. And Manu Petit puts it past David Seaman. And in the 64th minute, France have broken through England.
That's a little sloppy. It's a great run from Petit. You have to give him credit. An unlikely source, the right foot of Emmanuel Petit from some 20 yards or so, but I just felt Sol Campbell under pressure, didn't really deal with that long ball. But watch Petit arrive. He hits it first time, he hits it early. Well, it's past David Seaman very, very quickly. Lovely strike with the right foot, controlled and accurate. And they've had such a good hour, England, that, well...
Barmby for England. Behind Cole, but Scholes is there. France funneling back. Scholes as Jokev dallied. Anderton with only one to try and pick out. Petit. Nice cue from him, but not from Scholes.
The impetus away from England, and they've just, well, what happens straight after that, we know a goal goes in and suddenly the game has changed.
A few olays, but Scholes trying to silence them. Perez to Lizarazu. There's no such thing as a friendly between England and France, and this is a bit steamy at the moment. Michael Owen comes on for Paul Scholes, so it's going to be a second out-and-out striker now.